my name is Michaela Blyde. I'm part of the Blackfern Sevens, and you are watching the Women's Rugby Show.
Hello, and welcome back to the Women's Rugby Show. I'm Sam Byther, and today I'm here with a special interview episode, an exclusive interview with two of our gold medalists from the Commonwealth Games that were held in Birmingham last weekend. And what a final and what a day of finals we had last Sunday when Australia came out in that final, beat Fiji in that final after losing to them in the group stage. So before we get into this video, make sure you like the video, subscribe to us on YouTube and check us out across all social medias. But now, stay tuned for our interview with Maddison and Teagan Levi, two Australian gold medalists from the Commonwealth Games. Just first of all, thank you so much for chatting to me today and taking your time out of your schedule. First of all, how have you both been and how's the recovery been since Sunday?
Yeah, it's good. I guess we flew out straight away, straight after the game. So I think it's just been a quite restful but exciting couple of days, just getting home and showing family and just being around like your friends and family and your support. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, as Maddie said, coming home and being like recovering and sleeping is our main priority at the moment. So we finally got a good night's sleep last night, which was really good. So yeah.
And just before we talk about the Commonwealth Games, can you just both of you kind of give us an insight how you got to the rugby sevens? Obviously, you both coming from that AFL background. So how have you got to this stage?
So yeah, when we were younger, we used to dance. So no insights of rugby or playing any type of football. Complete opposite, really. And then in high school, I think we were approached by a teacher for a day off school, and we were cheering because we didn't have to go to school, and it's now a career, and we like fell in love with the sport. So I have no regrets. It's probably the best decision we've ever made. Best day off school, really.
And Maddison, just a little bit for you quickly. Obviously, disappointment of Tokyo last year. So how have you brought that into this year, into the World Series, to kind of push on and get this gold medal and win that World Series as well?
Yeah, I think obviously off the back of a disappointing campaign in Tokyo, we had to go back to the drawing board and really reassess. Like it was probably, even though I wasn't amongst the group for long, it was still probably one of the most disappointing feelings, and just you'd never want to feel that ever again, just after seeing how hard all the girls have worked as well, and me especially coming in and so I think we really used that, bottled it up, and didn't want to feel that again this year. So went back, worked hard and prepared well, and I guess it's paying off for us right now.
I think the whole Australia squad kind of took that disappointment of Tokyo into the World Series because it was winning overall 4 tournament wins, and then for yourself, Maddison, 5th top try scorer, rookie of the year, and in the dream team. So can you kind of both of you sum up that success really?
Yeah, exactly. It's just like that drive and that willingness to work hard. Like we aren't afraid to, we call it crunning, so it's crying and running. So we aren't afraid to put our body into full exhaustion just to get the result we want. We know what we have to do to be the best team in the world, and it's paying off. So clearly with all the accolades that come with it, which is pretty exciting. But if we just keep playing how we play and playing our role, I guess the results will take care of themselves.
Yeah, was that the same for you, Dean? The experience?
Our team has been training really hard, and the sisterhood we have is when you step on that field, you're not only working for yourself, but you're working for the person next to you. So when it gets tough, you look each other in the eye and work for each other. So once we got the result that we wanted, unbelievable.
I'm moving on to the Commonwealth Games. Obviously, Maddison, you experienced Tokyo and the experience there, but without crowds. But the opening ceremony in Birmingham this year, all the athletes a sellout crowd. So how was that kind of opening ceremony experience for both of you?
Well, unfortunately, we didn't get to go to the opening ceremony. Okay. Just performance-based, we're obviously there to do a job, and because we were first cab off the rank the very first game the day after the opening ceremony, we just thought probably best not waiting on a bus for 2 hours and then walking around. So we had an opening ceremony at our village, which was pretty cool, and I think just a little gathering, it's a bit more sentimental, and just being able to experience it just like with the Australian group. But yeah, you say like the crowds over there, just that atmosphere and just having everyone able to support you and ride with you like that whole journey. It's pretty exciting. I think it really gives you an edge and it really gets you over the line, really.
And how did you enjoy the crowd out in Coventry? Obviously, it was quite busy for all 3 days, but how did you enjoy it as an overall?
I think as soon as you walked out on the field, the roar from the crowd, whether they're going for your team or the opposite team, was amazing. And I don't know, it gets you over the line even when you're in the tough times. So the crowd was awesome, and it's definitely one of the best that we've experienced.
And then just moving on to the pool stage, obviously it was 2 big wins to start with, Maddison yourself getting a hat-trick in the game against Scotland, and then the disappointing loss to Fiji. So kind of both of you kind of sum up how the group stages felt, and then was a little bit of disappointment ending the group stage with that loss to Fiji?
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, that win in Fiji would have got us to obviously Canada are a good team, but an easier side. We wouldn't have had to face New Zealand in the semi. So I think at first it was a bit of shock. We knew we didn't play our best game against Fiji, and unfortunately, that's the game of sevens. You can win and lose in a matter of 5 seconds, and if you don't have the ball, unfortunately, it's pretty hard to win a game. So Fiji came out and they played really good and were the better team in those pool games. So bottling that up, we didn't want to dwell on it too much. We knew it wasn't our best game. So instead of nitpicking it and trying to work, we knew what we had to do to get the win over New Zealand. So we let it sink in and then moved on to the next game, which worked and we got the win.
Yeah, and how were the nerves heading into that semi-final? Obviously, Australia and New Zealand in rugby are kind of those typical massive rivals, always tough games in men's, women's, 15s and 7s. What were the nerves looking like going into that game?
To be honest, like I normally do get very nervous to play them. They're obviously the best in the world, and it's always a good rivalry. The bat can swing either way when you play them. But leading into that, I think the preparation we did leading into the Com Games was the most prepared we've been, and my nerves were pretty good because I knew I'd done everything at that point to put myself in the best position to win that game, and the team, we've all done everything to prepare well. So I think the nerves really just calm down when you know you've done everything you can. And it's almost a sense of joy and a sense of excitement just to be able to showcase what you can do and what you've been working on and actually play some footy and have some fun.
And scoring a hat-trick in that semi-final must have been a proud achievement for you. So kind of what were your emotions once you got that hat-trick and also secured the win as well?
Yeah, I think I didn't realise until after the game that I scored 3. I think my main focus is to just catch the ball and run. So I don't really focus on anything else. And obviously it was still, could have gone either way towards the end of that game. So I think I was more focused on defending hard just to try and get it. But I think it was a bit more sentimental being able to link up with Teagan on the field for that last try. Obviously, her scoot out really set me up and put me in the best position to score that try, which was pretty exciting. But yeah, definitely super happy about that hat trick, especially against New Zealand. They're always a tough team to play.
Yeah, and Teagan, how obviously you linked up for that last trip. How proud of you were of your sister for kind of scoring those tries, but also playing together and securing that win and getting to a final?
We say as long as we do our job, that's all we can count on. And Mads did her job and she got herself in the right positions at the right time to score those tries. So when you see her with the ball in hand, you always know it's a good thing. And yeah, to see her go over for 3 and to link up with her for that last one, we hadn't been able to link up usually in other games. So to be linking up in that last one and get the winning try, that feeling was unreal. And yeah, we say we wouldn't want to do it with anybody else. So yeah.
Just to quickly jump back, obviously you both played AFL. So kind of what are the not similarities, kind of what are the skills that you can take over from AFL into rugby sevens, and kind of what do you feel like is your strengths from there that bring over into rugby?
Yeah, well, I think they work hand in hand, really. It helps. They're both coordination ball games, but the massive focus in women's rugby sevens, or in both rugby sevens at the moment, is just being able to retain that ball in the possession. So I think being able to use my agility and like my hops from AFL that we've trained up to just win back that restart and the restart reception, just so we have the ball. I think that's a massive impact, and just being able to judge and guide that ball out, which is pretty good. And we have been at training working hard with some of those AFL coaches. They have been coming in to help the rest of the team, which is good, because if we win that restart and we win that ball, then we're unstoppable.
So moving on to the final and the gold medal match, I was there on Sunday, and the crowd was really good. Obviously, the Lionesses from England had just won the Euro, so the crowd was kind of buzzing. So how were your emotions? Were they like bouncing off the crowd ahead of that final?
100%, yeah. I guess when we got out in that field and the after the national anthem, standing in that circle, and when the crowd screams and roars, it's words can't put how incredible that feeling is. Definitely heaps of nerves, and especially for the one starting, that would be nerve-wracking, but yeah, it's awesome.
I think as well, like, you look when we line up against, after singing that national anthem, I think everyone standing in that line had a smile on their face, and everyone was so excited to just get out there and get the job done. Like, Teagan does say it's nervous, but that sense of like relief a little bit that we have done all the work, and there's only one person standing in between us and that gold medal, and that was Fiji. So I think we were just all a bit elated, really, just to go out there and showcase the world that we really do deserve that gold medal.
What's kind of said in those last minute team talks just before the pitch goes? Obviously, it was obviously really loud at Coventry, but can you hear what is being said, and also what is actually being said in those last little bits of chat before you play?
Yeah, I think in our circle, like, we all really, you just zone out of the crowd. That's probably the one minute that you really get to just focus in, and we really pride on ourselves in just looking each other in the eye. And when you get off the field, can you still look each other in the eye and say you've done enough, no matter what the result is. If you've played your best and we don't come away with the result, that's okay, as long as we can look each other in the eye and say that we played for each other. So I think you really zone in and just forget about the crowd, and then as soon as you come out of that huddle and you just hear, as Teagan describes it, the crowd roar, and you know it's game time, I think that's when you really use them to get a competitive advantage.
Obviously, there was the loss against Fiji in the group stages, but you secured the win in the final, won the gold. So where do you think it was kind of won in the difference between the group stages and that final?
I think Fiji play a very chaotic game. They play footy like no other, and it's always a tough battle against them. However, we just, the 50-50 calls, we weren't putting ourselves in the best position to win them. We weren't playing our brand of footy, really, and our effort. We just lacked a bit of effort in that game, and I think looking into that Fiji game, we knew we could beat them if we were willing to put our body on our line and go to a dark place, really, and just play for each other. So I think that switch from that pool game to that final game, we just had to flick it. And we talk about against Fiji weathering the storm, because they are such a chaotic. They managed to throw the ball up and someone's there to catch the ball. Like, they're just so skillful. So I think in that last game, we talked about, instead of weathering the storm, bringing the storm to them, which really helped in that, I think, 17-0 start really helped build the momentum throughout that whole game.
And obviously, when did the kind of emotions that you'd won a gold medal, won the Commonwealth gold medal sink in? Was it at full time, or was it when you stood on that podium collecting the gold medal?
I think full time it sunk in that we won the gold medal, even though it was bittersweet the way that they scored on us at the end. But we were definitely, after that, realised we won the gold medal. And I don't think until we all got home to our families, especially coming home to our parents and our management team, it was super surreal feeling when we came home to them, because they've been on this journey with us, and the support that they've given us is amazing. And we wouldn't be here today without them.
Did any of the team have family over there in Birmingham to kind of celebrate with as the win happened, as the medal happened?
Yeah, a couple of the girls, there was a lot of family over there, which was good. And we talk about having that sisterhood and that culture. And I feel like it was like we had our family over there, even though mum and dad weren't there. Their parents are our parents, and it is like that one big family. So didn't feel like we were far from home at all.
And what were the emotions like when the national anthem was being played and you had that gold medal around your neck?
I think that's when it hit you to realise, wow, you've actually won a gold medal, and like all your hard work and dedication that you've put in all comes down to this moment. And to be next to Madge on number order and on the podium was amazing. To share that experience side by side was awesome feeling. So yeah.
Have either of you taken the gold medal off much since, or have you been pretty much still around your neck?
Is this the first time?
Probably the first time I haven't got it around my neck, to be honest. We went and showed like our old AFL club last night, went and showed everyone it, but it's pretty exciting, and I've definitely learned how to shower with the medal on. That's a new trick of mine.
This is the medal?
No, this is, yeah.
Lovely.
Pretty exciting.
Have either of you kept the little cow thing that they gave you as well?
Yeah, it's upstairs. So we brought, we actually live out home, but we're home now for a couple of days, and we just brought everything home because we know mum and dad won't be able to, won't lose it. I'll probably misplace it somewhere, but that's why the gold medal stays on my neck, so I have it always.
So if you could just like sum up the Commonwealth experience as a whole, obviously you weren't there in actually the village for long or the games for long, but how could you kind of sum it up? Obviously it's still going on. Australia are doing brilliantly, currently top of the medal table. So how could you kind of sum up your experience?
I think obviously, once again, off the back of that disappointing campaign, the Commonwealth Games just topped the year off, and I think it's just really a dream come true. You don't realise, like, I guess we're pretty fortunate we get to travel months in, months out to different countries and experience the world, but there's no other feeling than representing your country at a Commonwealth Games. I think just seeing the ability and the exposure from other athletes, not just rugby, it's pretty cool. We actually got to meet the lawn bowls team as well, and I made a 62-year-old friend, which is quite uncommon in rugby. So it's pretty cool just seeing how every other athlete holds themselves and how they go about their day-to-day life. So I think just the whole Commonwealth Games experience is just a dream come true. I wish we could have spent a bit more time there, but we've got a job to do, and now the World Cup's our next site, so come back and work hard for that.
Yeah, you mentioned the World Cup, so kind of what's the rest of your year looking like rugby-wise now?
In about just under a month, we'll go to Cape Town for the World Cup. This will be a pretty hard competition, but then after that, we will have a month break, and then we'll get ready to go back into the World Series.
Do neither of you fancy venturing to 15s for the World Cup in October?
Look, probably not. We've got so much on our plate for the sevens. 15s, like, we'll be in their corner cheering them, but I feel like our priority at the moment is to bring home that World Cup gold, and then obviously leading into the Olympic qualifying year, and we've got big targets on our back. Fiji, New Zealand, definitely be gunning for us. So just going back to the drawing board again and just continue what's working and improve on how we can make ourselves a better side.
Yeah, you're both still young as well as rugby players, but obviously it's Paris 2024, isn't it? So 2 years' time after this cycle, you've seen a lot of the New Zealanders now stepping over. So like Ruby Tui has made that switch. Do you think that's something that will eventually happen for you, or is it just a distance into the future for now?
100%. Like, it's definitely on the cards. We're pretty fortunate in Australia. We have AFL as well and NRLW, which is a growing sport, and hopefully by the time Paris is over, it'll be bigger and better. So I think definitely not closing off options to other sports, and we just play footy and just let our managers decipher the rest, which is pretty good. We have a pretty good gig, but yeah, no, I think post Paris we might look to venture out, but then again, not hold our cards close to our chest, I guess.
And Perth, just finally for a question for both of you, kind of how could you sum up a career of playing rugby with your sister?
Well, it started at school, so we've been with each other since day one, and this journey has started together. So we've ridden all the highs and lows together. And from going from school footy to like club footy, and then now playing the world stage together. It's honestly a dream come true, and it's only the start of our journey. So we're super excited to see where this goes, and yeah.
I think we're pretty fortunate as well, just traveling the world. You have a piece of home with you wherever you go. And obviously moving out of home to succeed and chase after this career, I think we are, as I say, pretty fortunate. We have each other by our sides, and I think it's truly a dream come true. You get to experience this with your best mate, which is pretty exciting.
Perfect. Thank you both for joining us. Congratulations on your gold medal, and good luck for the World Cup Sevens as well.
Thank you so much. Nice to meet you.